Here are some relaxing facts about psychology and the human brain. The term psychology has been derived from the Greek word psyche, translating as breath, spirit, soul, and logia, which corresponds to study of. It takes about 66 days for an average individual to make something a daily habit. Individuals who have a deep sense of guilt are better at identifying the emotions and concerns of people around them. We can understand any messed up sentence as long as the last and first letters of the words are in the correct places. We're naturally second-minded because other people don't approve. Yawning to have someone else's yawn is a normal phenomenon despite not feeling exhausted or asleep. One of the myths regarding its infectiousness is that people catch it to express empathy. An average individual's mind wanders 30% of the time. Eye pupil rises to 45% when an individual looks at somebody they love. We often tend to break down knowledge into classes of 3 or 4 objects in them. During the 7 minutes of neural activity you will have before dying, you will see your memories in a dream-like pattern. Food prepared by someone else tastes much better than your own preparation, even when using the same recipe. Hearing a single negative thing could damage at least 5 positive memories. You seem to think more about a specific individual than about catastrophic events. Researchers have observed that thinking that something bad is going to happen is less stressful to understand than not understanding how it will eventually end up. People in blue rooms are more productive. Did you know that people are much more likely to return a missing wallet if a picture of a child is found inside? Smart people tend to have fewer mates than the average person. The smarter the individual, the more selective they become. People who speak 2 languages can unintentionally change their personalities when they switch to speak from one language to another. People would rather change the truth than change their views about people. Being alone is harder for your health than you really believe. We're the most imaginative in the night and the least creative in the day. Being home alone and isolated for a long time is just as bad for your well-being as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. People are more likely to blame someone in the case when something negative happens. Studies also found that people who are in a position of influence and power are very poor in determining other people's emotions. People between the ages of 18 and 33 are at the highest percentage to have depression in the world. Some studies say that travel improves brain well-being and even lowers a person's chance of heart disease and depression. Cognitive dissonance is when you have 2 contradictory values and you change one to match another. The broken heart condition, also called stress cardiomyopathy, can lead to critical short-term heart muscle dysfunction. People read quicker with longer lines but prefer shorter lines. Larger groups make worse and more subjective choices than smaller groups of people. Women have half as many pain receptors on their bodies as men, but they have a much greater threshold for pain. The maximum number of close relationships or friendships you can maintain is between 50 and 150. Any relationship born between 16 and 28 years of age is more likely to be robust and long-lasting. Emotional pain is remembered better than actual pain, which has a greater influence on your behavior. If we have a plan B, our plan A is less likely to succeed. You're conditioned to enjoy the songs you most listened to in high school. Memories are more like pieced images than precise snapshots. When you feel like you're low on something like money, you're obsessive about it. Your brain is doing more imaginative work when you're sleepy. It is also found that staying optimistic about the future can powerfully shield people from physical and mental illness. People who view crime shows and films have consistently overestimated the frequency of crime in the real world. Your reliance on social media is the product of your psychological system. There's a neurological explanation why you thought your phone was vibrating because there's absolutely no warning. It's called phantom vibration syndrome. Some people actually live their lives as if they were in a reality TV show. Feeling as though you're in a TV reality show is called the Truman Syndrome. Happiness, rage, sorrow, anxiety, disgust, and surprise are the 6 feelings that are uniformly conveyed. People seem to be happy when they're kept busy, as this keeps them from worrying about bad problems in their lives. Narcissistic personality disorder only exists in around 6% of the population. The sight of water has a very calming and soothing effect on people, which makes them experience happiness, calming thoughts, and be even more imaginative. Money will buy happiness, but only to a certain extent. All colors have a physical wavelength associated with it, but the magenta hue does not. Instead, the brain is just viewing the color as not green. Researchers are currently thinking of adding internet addiction to the general list of psychiatric illnesses. The brain experiences rejection as physical discomfort. Our brain doesn't think that long-term deadlines are so significant. A hug longer than 20 seconds will produce hormones in your body that makes you trust the individual who is hugging you. People are franker because they're emotionally drained. That's why people mention things in late night talks. Exercise can slow the neurological deterioration in our brains, and increased physical exercise will delay our brain's aging by as much as 10 years. Lastly, publicly announcing your goals makes you less likely to succeed or fulfill those goals. I hope you found this information to be relaxing. Until next time.